Hey guys, this is the first time I've done this in a while, this kind of video, and it's actually the first time I've done 9 banks in a row since I got my Tascarella. So that's momentous or whatever for me. Of course, I wasn't expecting to do this, so this is just my overhead cameras. I'm dubbing the audio in later on, and I'll try to explain a little bit about what's going on here. So, as I've mentioned several times, when I play bank pool, I'm not playing shape. I'm playing zone position for the most part. In this particular case, it is hard to tell from the angles, but this ball is almost a dead bank cross side. And a stop shot will get me a shot at something. That's all I usually try to do is just get a shot at something, get me into a position on the table where I'm going to have more likely to have a shot at something, not playing shape for the 9 or for the 3 in this case, which would seem to be the most likely candidates. I would have loved it if that ball hadn't drifted forward because it gave me a little bit of a problem here. Um, this ball has to be cut to my right, and if I shoot hard, which I normally want to do, the cue ball is going to hit over here and then back down here on this cushion, and that breaks my rule. I want to get to a place where I'm likely to have a shot. So that means I have to shoot it softer and try to just follow, and ideally I'm trying to bump the 3. Uh, Shooting the bank soft isn't my favorite thing to do, but yeah, sometimes you got to just deal with it. And it goes in, and I do bump to 3. I'm trying to remember if I got a shot at the 12 or not. Yeah, it looks like I do. So again, not trying to do anything, just I'm going to have a shot at something. As long as I make the 12, I'm going to have a shot at something. And there we go. Trying to remember where I was at on here. I think I'm almost straight in bank on the 9. It's a slight cut to my right. Yeah, it's a slight cut to my right, and it's kind of the same deal. I want to make sure I don't end up on the foot rail or the head rail when I shoot this. So I got to shoot it with top, which is not my favorite thing to do on that type of a shot. All right, I do remember this situation here now. So let me pause this again. If this was a regular game of bank pool, and all I have to do is get 5, this 3 ball would be my 5th ball, and it would be going cross side. This would definitely be a cut to my right, and the cue ball would leave down here just in case I missed, and then my opponent would have all these balls up here and the cue ball down here. But I'm not playing a hypothetical game where I only need 5. I am trying to get 9, which is going to change my strategy and stuff. And all that means is I'm not going to shoot the 3 cross side. I'm going to shoot the 3 cross corner. So I can send the cue ball up here, again, in the zone where I'm likely to get a shot. Not playing shape or anything in particular, just playing shape for that zone. Banks are hard enough. For me, banks are hard enough without having to throw in trying to play shape. Oh, I remember this. This right here is just weird, just annoying. If I cut the 1, if I bank the 1, the cue ball is going up here in this direction. Unless I hit it super soft. And even then it could roll up a little bit too far for any kind of comfort on anything. So I'm less than thrilled with that. I'm going to walk over to the other side of the table and I'm going to look at the 4. Thinking I can bank the 4 and then maybe bank the 1. But I'm jacked up on the 1, over the 1. So I don't like that. I'm looking. What do you do? What do you do? I go back to my other rule. I want to just play zone position. I'm going to bank the 7, which is really not that tough of a shot compared to the other 2. But the cue ball is going to come back down here into the zone where I'm going to, if I don't get a shot at something down here, then I suck. And I hit that ball pretty good. Now I have choices. This ball over here, this 11, is frozen to the rail, which is a little bit of a problem. It means I'm going to have some kind of a cut bank on it. I'm not going to be able to shoot like a stop shot bank like I just did on the 4. I'm going to have to make sure I get an angle where it's going to be cut. I do have to cut this 1 ball to my right to bank it, and I'm just going to hit it soft and trying to get the cue ball up in this area. You know, my fear was hit the cue ball and it would be over here on this rail. But this is pretty good, you know. Well, I'm going to make the shot, so spoiler alert. And so there he went. So that was fun. This is going to be the same stuff, but from the other camera. I have a camera at the head of each table. And I just throwing balls out. When I throw balls out, I mean, there's a part of me going, well, don't tie anything up when you're throwing them out. And that's all I really worry about. This angle looks better from this camera. That was as much of a duck as a bank shot can be. Yeah, I didn't like the angle that I had on the 9, but it was still the best shot that I had. If I'd gotten hooked behind the 3 and couldn't have banked the 12 next, I would have had the 13. I would have had a shot at the 13. But I wanted a shot at this 12, and I got it. For anybody mesmerized by my hair, I apologize for that. Uh, yeah, I haven't showered yet today. I probably should have wore a hat or something. But I didn't. I'm not trying to set a new fashion trend. That's just the way I look sometimes. Deal with it. I could, if I had hit the 3 coming off the rail and hit that 3, it kind of would have been random what would have happened. I was less than thrilled with that. This is that situation where if I was playing a real game, the 3 is going cross side. It's an easier shot going cross side for me. But I'm not playing a real game, so I'm going to send the cue ball up the other end of the table. And I got a little bit unlucky that I didn't get an easier shot than I ended up with. I mean, I'm going to end up shooting the 7 cross side, and you know I'm going to make it, but it's absolutely a missable shot. The only good thing about it was I knew I was going to get shaped for something if I made the 7, so I could take that worry completely out of my mind. The speed to make the 7 was going to send the cue ball back down to that end of the table. There we go. Almost spotted the cue ball right there. Not quite. Need to work on that, I guess. I think I just noticed that 11 froze. I think I just noticed that. I'm like, well, okay, what do you do about that, Silts? And, you know, a real banker might bank that 11 right now. Bank it here. Because you can shoot hard, shoot a stop shot. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to get an easier shot than that. I thought I missed that ball. I thought that ball was going to come short, but it just kind of kept opening up for me. When I shoot balls at softer speed like that, I'm never quite as positive about what's going to happen until they drop. All right, so there's that. And now just the credits, so I'll spare you all my voice, so thanks a lot.